Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel for episode 42 of the Doll Symposium. As always, I am your host, Shizusan, and my beautiful assistant today is the very lovely Makoto, aka Sailor Jupiter. So without further ado, let's just start today's video. Okay everybody, so today's video is going to be a very interesting one. For one, we're actually going to be releasing this on Friday like it's supposed to be going. And then two, there is a lot of Volks information this week. So yeah, I mean, let's just get into it, right? So I'm going to put Makoto off to the side in her little corner. Okay, and let's change screen, shall we? All right, so we are going to start with Dolphy Dream news, and there is a lot to go over in today's episode. So why don't we just jump into it with our first topic? Dolls Party 49. So Dolls Party 49 is coming up this April. Here's the weird thing about it, right? Is that on every single promotional picture, it says Dolls Party 49, April 23rd, 2023. For some weird reason, and I don't know why, but when I hit the Google Translate button, it always translates it to April 4th, 2023. I'm not really sure why. I'm sure it's some kind of weird typo or whatever, but I'm pretty sure the Dolls Party 49 is going to be April 23rd, since all the infographics and all the pictures, like here, shows April 23rd, 2023. And it's only when you try to Google Translate the text, for whatever reason, it's giving me April 4th, 2023. Now, maybe this is just a bug on my end, and maybe you guys are not experiencing the same thing when you go on the website, but it's just something I thought was really weird. I had to reload the page and retranslate the page about 5 different times, and it kept showing me April 4th. I don't know why, but hold on, my chair. Chair keeps dipping. So, for whatever the translating reasons is, I'm pretty sure that Dolls Party 49 is going to be April 23rd of 2023, as all the infographics are that way, and none of those are translated. So you can pretty much bet it's going to be April 23rd, 2023, which just so happens to be my birthday. Yay! So, unfortunately, I won't be in Japan to experience Doll Party, but with this announcement, as you guys already know, every single Dolls Party, there's always some doll or another that's going to be released. And the first doll we're going to talk about is one that we already talked about, and that's going to be Ariel, the Little Mermaid, the Disney Princess collaboration, which is a resin doll. So I just want to make that clear for those that are new to the hobby, that are not familiar with what Volks is doing with the Disney Princess series, is that she is a resin doll, not a vinyl ball jointed doll. So I just want to make sure that the new people that are watching this are clear about what they're getting themselves into. We talked about this in, I believe it was episode 40 of the Doll Symposium. So if you want to get more information on Ariel and everything that she comes with, definitely check out that episode. Her special site, I believe, is up now, so you can check out her special site and all the information there as well on the Volks International webpage. But the big news is the other dolls that are being announced. And that's right, people, I said dolls. There's 2 of them. So, first announcement is the new Dolphy Dream Idolmaster Cinderella Girls Shin Sato. I believe that's her name. I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to remember. It's going to be on the next infographic anyways. But her name is, Shin Sato. So this is going to be a new doll that's coming out. It's going to be on the DDF3 body. So she's a regular Dolphy Dream size with the flesh skin tone color. Okay, and I believe, she comes with a medium-sized bust. I was reading the text wrong for some weird reason or another. She comes with a whole bunch of stuff. So it's the doll, the wig, the hair ribbons. She's got 2 hair ribbons, actually. Choker, top belt, right arm ornament, wrist arm ornament, left wrist ornament, skirt, waist ribbon, garter belt, shorts, sandals, microphone, feather heart ornament, hair ornament, cross, hair ornament, heart, and 2 tail hair ornaments times 12. That's a lot of stuff. Or at least it sounds like a lot of stuff, but it's really not too much. But it was enough that it hiked up the price of the doll to 79,200 yen. So if you convert it in today's conversion rate, it's probably going to be, I'm just guesstimating here, but somewhere in the $600 mark, like between 600 and 700, somewhere in that chump change. And the reason why I say that is because right now the yen is still favorable to the US dollar, so it's still cheaper for us. But you never know that when April comes around, the markets can change and the yen could be stronger, and it may not be that. It may be $700, or it could even go even lower. But my point being is that, the market's always changing. So expect to pay somewhere around the ballpark of maybe 600 or more, roughly, give or take. But you can always Google Translate, the yen to the dollar, see how much it would cost if you were to purchase it right now. But 79,200 yen is the JP cost. Now, just to give you more pictures, more of an idea, this is everything that she's coming with. Like, it's mostly all these little knickknack accessories and things like that you can see here. And I wanted to highlight this picture the most, which was the shoes, because my God, those are some elaborate shoes. They're really super cute, especially with the heart heels. Although, personally, I just don't know if I have a use for this. Like, if I were to purchase this doll, I mean, those shoes would just go with that particular outfit. I'm not really a creative or fashionista, so to speak. So I don't really know what I would match those shoes with other than this particular outfit. I'm sure there's some way. You guys probably know. Put it down in the comment section down below. But that's just my guesstimate. But I think as a solo thing, just alone, the shoes just look really cute. Now, she is going to be released during the event of Doll Party 49, which is going to be, see, look at this. See the Google Translate here? April 4th, 2023. See? For some reason, Google Translate translates it to April 4th of 2023. I don't know why it does that, but every time I translate it does that. But I'm 90% sure that it's going to be April 23rd, because again, if we go back to the beginning here, where is it? The actual infographic picture that has no translation says 4/23/2023. Here it says 4/23/2023. So I'm not sure why when I Google Translate it, it comes to April 4th of 2023. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But either way, it's going to be April 23rd. Pretty sure that's when it's going to be. That's when you can pick her up at Volks at Dopa 49 if you're at the event. And then that, even in of itself, obviously, because the borders are open, so you could theoretically travel to Japan, attend Doll Party 49, and pick up your own doll. But again, when you're there, it is, I believe, by lottery when you get there, if I'm not mistaken. And you have to have a special coupon thing that you get from buying the Volks news books. So you definitely need that as well if you're going to the event. But if you're not going to Doll Party 49, obviously they're going to have an after event on the Volks International store, which is going to take place on May 5th of 2023. Now, take that with a grain of salt, because this date of May 5th, 2023 was a Google Translate. So if the first one was wrong, I'm not sure if this one is wrong. There was no infographic or pictures of the after event. So Google Translate is all I got. And it says May 5th of 2023. Now, normally the translation for Google Translate, at least for dates, has never been wrong before. I've always had it translate to the correct dates, but for some reason today it just translated it wrong, and I don't know why. But we're looking at May 5th for the after event, and more than likely this is going to be a click war for this item, because it's not a pre-order project, so it's more than likely going to be a click war. So if you are interested in Shinsato, just keep that in mind. I'm a big fan of Idolmaster. I have quite a few Idolmaster dolls, but I do not know this character from Cinderella Girls, because she must be from either the manga or the mobile game, because I've seen the anime and she's not in it. So it's either the manga or the mobile game. But if you are a fan of Shinsato, now's your chance. She joins a very illustrious. Oh, how unprofessional! I have my sound on my phone. She comes with a very what's the right word? A very big group of Idolmaster girls. More specifically, the Idolmaster Cinderella girls. And my chair, I need to buy a new chair. So I really want to stress that for whatever reason, Volks loves Idolmaster. This is every single Idolmaster girl from Cinderella Girls that has been released thus far with the new Shinsato here. So it's quite a collection. I already have Anastasia, Kaede, and Rin here. But if you want to add in also the fact that they have regular Idolmaster girls, that's another couple, like 10 dolls, I believe, that has been released. So Idolmaster is really big with them. But Cinderella Girls, if you're a fan of Cinderella Girls, she definitely joins a great lineup of girls here. Almost every single one of these are great, except for Uzuki. That's just my personal opinion. I know there's Uzuki fans out there. I'm sorry, Uzuki fans. But yeah, I mean, that's basically going to be Shinsato. Very cute, very colorful. She kind of reminds me of like a cupcake. I don't know why, but that's like the first thing that comes to my head. It's like, oh, look, it's a cupcake doll. But she definitely has a cute face, especially if you want to be a customizer and probably customize the face to be another character that you would like. I don't know how reusable the outfits are, although to be fair, all of the Idolmaster girls come with really great outfits, but I don't normally ever use them. I usually don't use the standard outfits and I put them in, whatever other outfits that I have. Next. This is the next release. So last Dopa, we had Arcoid, right? From Tsukihime. Now we have CL from Tsukihime. Now Arcoid, I know. I know the character Arcoid. I don't know the character CL. Now I've seen Tsukihime, but that was years ago when I saw it. So I barely remember what happened in that anime. But I do remember Arcoid because she's all over promotional pictures. She's on the cover for Tsukihime, so I do know of the character. This one I don't know. I don't know who CL is, but she is cute, and I like her little nun outfit that she comes with here. So let's take a look at CL a little bit more. So this is her nun outfit. Look at this. She comes with an extra pair of hands, and these are the gripping hands for those knives so that she can hold it, pretty much like she does in this picture over here. So it's an extra set of hands. I'm assuming that the other set of hands that she comes with is normal style hands. But this is everything that she comes with. I like how they try to hide the panties back there, behind there. I think it's funny. The boots are cool. I do like the boots. But she definitely is a very cool looking doll. I like her face a lot. Like she has a very, very, I don't know, is it better if you see it here? She has a very cute face. I do like the face sculpt quite a bit. I'm not going to be purchasing her though, because I just don't know the character. I usually only purchase characters that I fall in love with. She's very cute, but I just don't know the character. But she is being released at Doll Party 49. And let's see, she is going to be on the DD base body, the DDF3. So it's another regular Dolphy Dream body, just like Shinsato, and is going to be another flesh skin tone colored girl. Also coming with a medium-sized bust. So pretty much almost everything on this doll is the same as Shinsato, right? You got the DD base body, DDF3 with the medium bust and the flesh-colored skin tone color. It's just the different face sculpts are definitely different, and obviously the outfits and the character themselves. But she comes with the doll, the wig, the collar, the necklace, the dress, the shorts, the boots, the 6 swords, and hand parts for Black Key. I don't know what hand parts for Black Key means. It probably just means the hand parts that can hold the swords. Now she's going to be coming in at 68,200 yen, which is about 4,000 yen cheaper than Shinsato, because she doesn't have a laundry list of accessories that she's coming with. That's my assumption. Now, she is going to be released at the same time at Doll Party 49 at the actual event on April 23rd, 2023. not April 4th like Google Translate keeps telling me. She's also going to be available during the Dolls Party 49 after event on May 5th, give or take a day or so, because again, the Google Translate is messing things up here for some reason. I'm assuming it's later on in May, and the reason why I'm saying I'm assuming it's later on in May is because if the Doll Party 49 after event is April 23rd, May 5th is way too short a turnaround. Usually they wait a whole month before the after event actually happens. So both CL and Shinsato, the after event may actually be May 23rd-ish, like somewhere around that time, rather than May 5th. Again, I don't know why Google Translate is failing me right now, but that is what it is translating to, and that is what I'm going to take it for, at least for now, until we get clarification. It's May 5th, give or take May 23rd. Who knows? But if you are interested, if you're a Tsukihime fan, this might be the character for you. And if you're an Idolmaster Cinderella Girls fan that just so happens to watch the medium that Shinsato is displayed on, then that might be the character for you. Either way, both of these girls are going to be a click war in the after event, and it's going to be a lottery chance if you're actually at the event in Japan. Now, one thing I want to mention is that as of right now, we do not have any information on whether or not Volks USA is going to be carrying either girl in an after event. But Volks USA usually doesn't announce their after events until quite some time after the international website's announcement. So we might get something in the next Doll Symposium or 2 Doll Symposiums from now, some information from Volks USA about it. But as of right now, we only know of the international website participating in the after event. So very big news, not only about Doll Party 49, but the 3 new girls that's going to be released during that event. Oh, it's also suffice to say that during the after event, also Ariel, the Disney princess, will be available as a click war during that event as well. So if you are a Disney princess fan and you really want Ariel, even though she is a resin doll, which is nothing bad about that, it's just normally my channel focuses on vinyl dolls. So I don't normally talk about resins unless it's the Disney princesses. So I just want to make you, the viewers, knowledgeable that she is a resin doll, not vinyl. Okay, so let's move on. Oh my goodness. I need a new chair, man. Okay. Next. She is going to be having an outfit too. So Shinsato doesn't have a secondary outfit, but CL does. And it's not really a crazy outfit. It's your standard schoolgirl outfit. It just matches her in the cartoon, what the schoolgirl outfit is. You know, the yellow vest, the turquoise bow, the black pleated skirt with the white lines. You know, it's typical shoes, black socks. Be careful with those black socks. But the thing I thought was really interesting about this outfit is the glasses. So, I might just buy this outfit just for the glasses. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it's hard to come by really good glasses, in my opinion. Like, the nice glasses that you can get from Smart Doll are nice, but from Volks, we don't really get Volks glasses that often. The last character that had glasses was Mosh from Fate Grand Order, and then prior to Mosh, I can't think of any girl off the top of my head that comes with glasses. There may have been others, but I can't think of any right now off the top of my head. So, and Volks doesn't normally release glasses on their own, just like standalone glasses. So this is definitely a rarity. And the glasses look cool. I do like the eye shape of the glasses, the nice little oval lenses. It's very nice. So this might be something I'm going for, even though I don't like the character, just for the glasses. Because that is definitely really, really cool. Now, this is going to be during the after event, so it is a click war. Just letting you guys know. Now, if Volks USA does so happen to do an after event, there's a possibility it could be a lottery at that point. And same thing goes for the dolls. If Volks USA does do an after event, which I'm assuming they will, usually their after event is a lottery. So you have a better chance than a click war, I guess, on that end. But to be fair, the very last outfit collection, the February outfit collection, from when Volks USA released theirs, it was actually a click war. Usually theirs is a lottery system, but the last one was a click war. So I don't know, going forward, I don't know if Volks USA is still going to do lottery or click wars, but historically it's usually a lottery. So I just want to make you guys aware of that possibility that's there. Now next. Why is my mouse disappearing? It's gone. Okay. Next up. So Volks International website is having this, I don't even know what to call it. I guess you can call it the ponytail sale. So essentially, there's going to be a blonde and a brunette ponytails that you can purchase. And if you could see it here from this picture, it's like a little hair clip, and you just clip it onto the wig, and it looks like this. Now, obviously, you're going to have to do some finagling with the wig to cover like the little, the clamshell. That's a clamshell, right, ladies? Right? Is that what that's called? A clamshell hair clip? The one that bites like this? I don't know. I'm a dude. I don't wear these things. I don't know. I think it's called a clamshell. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Either way, you can purchase these pigtails. And here's the example of a regular wig, a short-haired wig. And then this is what after they clamped on the pigtails, basically. So there is blonde and brunette available. Now, to give you more details here, it is available right now to order up until now, until April 4th. And then that's when the pre-order period is going to end. That is my understanding of the Google Translate of this. If anyone can read Japanese and go on the international website and get a more accurate translation. But the Google Translate says it's available now. So if you go onto the website now, you can pre-order them, add them to your cart, and then they will be shipped out in April. It says sequentially from April, so I'm assuming the earlier that you pre-order, the earlier you're going to get. And if you pre-order the very last day, April 4th, you're going to get it probably in May or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, this is definitely something really cool, like especially if you like the whole pigtail look. You can definitely add these to your girls. Or you know what you could even do is you can get the short hair and just put it in the back and make it look like a single ponytail too as well, if you wanted to do it that route. The only catch is that you have to be a GL, VS, or VIP members. Now remember, VS and VIP members are Japanese only. So the only one you can get if you live outside of the Japan is the GL membership, which is the global membership. Now it's not expensive. It's 895 yen that you have to pay every year. So every year, remember to renew it, because I forgot to renew mine. So before I recorded this video, I had to renew it again. So it doesn't auto renew. Just make sure that you go and you purchase your membership for the year so that you can order these. Because if you're not a GL member and you're an international customer, you cannot order this. It'll let you add it to cart, which kind of, makes it seem like you can. But then when you go to the checkout thing, it doesn't let you. So just letting you guys know. It's definitely something really cool. I think this is a very cool item. I don't personally, I'm personally not going to pick it up only because most of my girls don't have pigtails anyways. Like, I'm just not a fan of that other than Makoto and Mika Jogasaki. But that's about it, really. And that's only because their characters are like that. But if I make an original character, me personally, I'm just not into the whole like pigtail thing or ponytail thing. Ponyta, for those of you that get that reference. Okay, next up. Okay, so here's something that's going to take a little bit of an explaining to do. My chair. Gosh, when am I going to buy a new chair? This is going to take a little bit of explaining to do. So Volks is going to have their Dolphy Best Selection campaign yet again. This is going to be another thing. I've never seen this before, only than once. So I'm pretty curious about this happening a second time. So basically what this is it's a voting system where you can vote for any doll that's on their list, which is usually any prior doll, let's just be fair, you can vote for it, and then that doll will get a re-release. So think about all your Grail dolls out there, right? From Volks that you wanted. Beatrice, Sailor Moon, any of the Sailor Scouts, rather. The original OG version of Asuna from Sword Art Online. The original Saber, Saber Lily. You can vote on these. Now, here's the rules. I have it right here. Here's the rules. So the theme is Collaboration Model Part 1. The voting period starts March 3rd, which already started, and it ends on April 10th. Now, you can vote. Apparently, you can vote for 3 items of the following items. It is also possible to select all the same models. So what they're saying is you can vote 3 times. So you could vote for an Asuna, OG Asuna. You can vote for a Saber Lily, and you can vote for, I don't know, like what was the other one? A Beatrice from Umineko. So you can vote for all 3 if you wanted to. Or if you really want an OG Asuna to win, you can vote for OG Asuna 3 times. That's what they're saying. You can pick the same model 3 times to count as 3 votes. Now, here is the thing that kind of confuses me. So the voting rules, it says each person can vote once per day. But then, I don't know why I didn't copy that part of the picture, but then under this part, if you go to the Volks website, under this, it says consecutive voting will not be acknowledged and will be taken away from the final total. So I'm not really sure what that means. So if you can read Japanese, please put it down in the comment section down below exactly what they mean by that, because Google Translate might be playing a trick. But here's my take on it, right? What I think it says is that each person can vote once per day. So you can make your 3 choices once every single day. Now, the consecutive part that I think that they're talking about is if you vote more than one time in one day. So let's say you voted for 3 dolls, or 3 of the same doll in the morning, and then you voted for 3 dolls or 3 of the same dolls in the afternoon, and then you voted for 3 of the same dolls or 3 different dolls right before you went to bed. So that's 9 times you voted in one day. I think they mean if you do that, it'll be deducted. So they'll notice that you put the name, a bunch of times in one single day, and they have your email address, obviously, because you're voting, and that's how they do it. That's how they can tell. So if you voted 9 times, they'll take 3 of your votes in that one day. And then at the end of the day, when they get their total, they're going to minus 6 from that total. That's my assumption on how this is going to work. Now, to give you guys an idea of what's there, let me change views here so I can kind of show you guys so you can see it. Let's see. Where is it? Where'd I put it? Okay, here we go. You ready for this? So we are on the actual website. So actually, I can show you right here. Each person can vote once per day. Please note that fraudulent voting, such as consecutive voting, will result in invalid votes, and the number of votes will be deducted at a later date. So I think what they're saying is the consecutive voting is voting more than 3 times in one day. That's how I'm understanding this and reading this. Now, to show you what's available is a very big list of dolls, going from all the way back in its history. Look at this. Dolphy Dream #1, Rei Ayanami. You can vote for her. Rei Ayanami version 2, you can vote for her. Look at all these dolls. All of these are the original dolls from #1 going all the way. Look at this. 13, coming back. The Haruhi Suzumiya. Yuki from Haruhi Suzumiya. Mikuru Asahina. You have a lot of these other girls. I don't really know these girls. I think this one's Browning or Erika Sendo from, I don't know, Excel? I think Excelia or something like that. Oh no, I think she's from Excelia, whatever this girl's name is. The original Saber, another Rei Ayanami, another, an Asuka, Asuka Langley Soryu from Evangelion, because I don't think there wasn't. Yeah, that's her first release. You know, you have the Saber Knight. You have these girls from the Magical Girl. Oh man, what was that show again? It's not card capture. It's Magical Girl Lyrica Nanoha. That's what it is. The two girls from there. You have the original Rin from Fate Stay Night. You got K-On! If you like K-On!, so you have Yui from K-On!, you have Mio from K-On!, you have the fake girl Sakura. You got the new girl from Neon Genesis. Here's Beatrice from Umineko, Saber Lily. Look at these girls. They're all here to vote on. All of them are here. You got the other Saber Knight again. You have the Saber Caesar version, the Nero Saber, the Rise Kuchikawa from Persona 5. You got Cosmos. You got Sakura. The original Asuna. The Miku, which I don't know. There's so many Mikus going around, but I keep seeing a lot of people like saying, "Oh, where can I get a Miku? Is my grail?" So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a waste to vote for her because she got so many re-releases. The original Rin, the original Rin, Shinon. You got Cheryl, more Rins. And then Kirito, for those of you that like boys that don't come around a lot, Kirito. Let's see. What's her name? Tosaka or Toka? Toka from Shining Blade. More Idolmaster girls. Second version of Asuna. ReZero Amelia. Fake Grand Order. More Vocaloids. 9S. Why is 2B not here? That's weird. That's a weird one. Okay, so we are missing one. There's no 2B. Did I miss 2B? Oh, that is weird. 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80. We're not even missing numbers. Also, maybe it's not all of them. But it's a good number of them. I mean, look at this. There's a lot. Actually, you know what? You know what? It is not all of them because it only goes up to 90. That's the most it goes up to is 90. And there is, I believe, 130 collaborations. So I stand corrected. It's not every single girl in existence or boy. Because yeah, like the reboot. Well, the Rin and Len reboot's not on here because they're having a reboot. So if you want them, you can get it now for pre-order. But yeah, it looks like 9S is here, but not 2B. So 2B is excluded on here. Let's see. Oh, also for no, they're there. Never mind. Let's see. We got Makoto. Oh no. Okay, so none of the Sailor Scouts. Absolutely none except for Sailor Jupiter. Sailor Jupiter is the only Sailor Scout. So we're missing all the Sailor Scouts, the Inner Senshi. That's Moon, Mercury, Mars, and Venus. But you can, vote for, Jupiter. For some reason, it's just Jupiter. Let's see what else is on here. I think that's everything. So the new Kaito, if you missed Kaito, I guess you can vote for him. Yustola from Final Fantasy XIV. If you missed out on pre-ordering her, it looks like you have a chance to vote for her to come back. And Arcoid, which is interesting because Arcoid was just this past December. So a lot of dolls. And you have Utena, but not Anti-Himamiya. So there's another one that's missing. But there is a long laundry list of girls that you can vote for to have a re-release. I think, is she on here? Because then I'll show you guys if she's on here. Is she on this list? Let me see. She is not. She is not on the list, which makes sense. So what I'm looking for is basically last year's winner. So last year's winner of the reboot was actually Ranko Kanzaki from Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. So she's not on this list because I guess she already got a re-release from the voting. So this time around, you have other people you can vote for. And if you go here for best selection voting page, you can literally click on this, and it will eventually load. What's wrong with my internet? My internet is not responding for some reason. Yeah. Oh, didn't work. Didn't work. Look at that. It crashed. Let's click on this again. Let's see if it works this time. Technical difficulties, people. Oh no, the website's down. All right, whatever. You guys get the picture, though. These are all the girls. You guys get the picture. Okay, so let's just go back because I spent a lot of time on this selection or whatever. I was gonna show you what the form looks like, but internet is not working out for me today. So basically, if you want to vote, go on the Vox International website, click on the voting thing so you can vote for which girl you want to have a re-release of. And that's so weird. I pay good money for good internet connection and it's not working for some reason. That's annoying. It could be that the website's down. It's quite possible that the website's down, so who knows. Anyways, let's go back. So, next topic to go over. Oh, you know what it is? My internet crashed. That's why. That's exactly why what happened. I lost internet access. While I'm filming this video, I lost internet access. It's a good thing I don't rely on the internet to record this video. And my chair dipped again. All right. So, moving on. Sorry, guys. Now, here's another thing. So, basically, the Volks team has started an app. Okay? I believe that they've had this app before, but it wasn't available to international people. That's my thing. But if it wasn't, and it's a whole brand new thing, it doesn't matter anyways if it was released before, because most of the people that are watching my videos now are all international buyers. So, that being said, this is an interesting thing. So, I downloaded the app, which was quite hard to find if you go to the Apple Store to download it. So essentially what I did is if you go to the Volks International website, there's a QR code, scan that, and then it'll let you download from there, which I found much easier to do than searching on the Apple Store. But that was just me. I don't know why I'm having issues with everything today, apparently. So essentially the gimmick is if you sign up, and you're one of the first 100 people that signs up for this app, you get an extra couple points, like Volks points. Now, if you're familiar with shopping on the Volks International website, everything you buy has a certain amount of points added to it, and those points can be used, as redeemable money per se. So, like for instance, if you buy something and it gives you 100 points, the next time you purchase things, you can use that 100 points to deduct from your total, which is what I did. I think I had like 1,000 points, and I used it to basically give me free shipping on items that I bought. So, I mean, you could use it for that. That's pretty much what you're going to be using it for, because I highly doubt most of you will get enough points to actually buy a doll, because you'll need like a couple 100,000 points. Yeah, most of the time it's pretty good to just have to get free shipping. That's just my take on it. If you buy a lot, then maybe you can get more, but I don't normally buy that much that I would get that many points worth. But overall, it doesn't matter. The thing I don't like about this app is it's not very user friendly for international buyers. So just signing up was very difficult. Once you download the app and you open the app, everything is in Japanese. Everything is in Japanese. All the menus, all the things is in Japanese. So luckily, Volks has put a step-by-step procedure on how to sign into your account on the app, and it is followed with pictures. So if you go to their website, you can follow along the pictures and follow step-by-step on where you enter your information, like your username, your password, your email address, and things like that. Once you do register on the app and it connects to your online account that you use for the Volks store when you buy things, then at that point, it translates the app to English. At least that's what it did for me, right? So it translated the app to English, but not everything. So there are certain things that you'll see on the app and you're like, oh, okay, I know what that is. That's account info. Let me click that. Or, oh, okay, this is for something else. This is to see my membership card or whatever. So you click on that and you could see the information. And then there's like a drop-down menu. And if you hit the drop-down menu, that whole menu is in Japanese. And then if you hit the little gear, which is like the menu, and you hit that, it's all in Japanese. So like I spent a couple minutes just clicking random clicks on this app, and it brought me to different website pages. It brought me to different other pages that were all in Japanese. And it was very clunky. It wasn't very user-friendly. Even to sign in my account, I kept getting error messages, even though I put in my name correctly. I put in my address correctly. I put in my password correctly. And it kept saying error, 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 and it wouldn't work. And then I think after the 10th time I tried, it finally worked, and it connected my app on my phone to my store account, and then it worked. Now, apparently, I wasn't part of the first couple hundred people because I have no extra points in my account. So I'm assuming that as you guys are watching this, you guys probably won't get any extra points on your accounts either. But that being said, though, I still don't really understand what the point of this app is yet. I only just downloaded it, so I haven't had a lot of time to play with it. The only thing that I can think of that you can use this app for is if you go to Japan and you buy from their store. As you can see in this picture here, there is a barcode scan here. So if you buy for the store, you basically, like you do at any other grocery store, any other store, when you go to the store and they're like, do you have a membership card with us? And you're like, yes. So then you go and you buy at the store and they scan your phone, your app. So this way you don't have to, you don't have to do anything else. They just scan it. And then like it'll automatically add your points there. You can look at your purchase history on the app and things like that. But that's about it. So I'm not really sure what else you can use this app for other than them scanning your barcode when you buy from Volks, when you're at Volks in Japan. So for international buyers, I'm not entirely sure what the benefit of having this app is. There could be a lot of benefits to it. It's just, I don't know exactly what it is yet. Like I said, I've been trying to play around with the app. Like I have my phone out like right now and I'm looking at the app and a lot of the menus are still in Japanese. Let's see. I'm trying to hit the home button. Home button didn't work. This link didn't work, whatever that is. Yeah, it looks like my internet is out, people, as I'm recording this because my Wi-Fi connection on my phone didn't work. That's great because I like having internet and now I don't have it. So yeah, I'm looking at it right now and all my menus are still in Japanese. I don't know how to change it over. So honestly, you can go on the Volks website. You can download this Volks app. I don't know what the benefit of it is, to be honest, but it's there and it's something you could do. So I have it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Probably next time I go to Japan, I'll probably actually get a chance to use it, but I just haven't had enough time to really fidget with it. That being said, I just want to remind everybody that the Volks USA website is moving. So their website is moving and they will no longer accept orders after March 28th, which is coming up soon. It is also important to note that they didn't tell us when the new Volks USA website will reopen and what website address it will be. which is probably understandable because I guess until they open it, they don't have an address for us. But they didn't even say a launch date for the Volks USA website. Like, they could at least give us a potential launch date. They haven't even given us that. So if you're a huge proponent or a huge advocate for shopping on Volks USA, just do be aware that March 28th is the cutoff for buying anything on that website. And we have no news as to when or if Volks USA will even come back. I'm just assuming that they are coming back, but we don't know for sure because they haven't shared any info. So we'll just have to wait and see. And that's everything for Dolphy Dream news this week. Isn't that a lot? Damn. The first 45 minutes of the Doll Symposium is all Volks news. That is a lot of news today, people. All right. Moving on to Azone International News. There isn't much other than one release, and that is for these two lovely ladies. Now, these two lovely ladies are 1/6 scale Azone dolls on the Pure Nemo body, and they go by the name of Melty Cute. That is the name of this series of dolls. And then it's called Sweet Baby Lien. And there's two versions. You have the Mellow Girl version and the Pinkish Girl version. Now, Mellow Girl is the blonde hair, and the Pinkish Girl is the brunette. They're both wearing pink, so I don't know why this one in particular is the Pinkish Girl. And Mellow, I'm not really sure what Mellow, but she's Mellow. Anyways, these two lovely ladies are going to cost you a whopping 17,600 yen each. That includes tax. So, that's about $100 roughly. Reservations or pre-orders will start on March 27th to May 5th. And then shipping will be around September 8th. Now, remember, for pre-order on these dolls, if you're pre-ordering them, it's not necessarily mean like Volks, where as long as you pre-order within that time frame, you're guaranteed to get it. Azone is different. Azone is pre-orders open until supplies last. So in a way, it's kind of like a click war. So the first couple people to reserve it, once they run out of supplies, even if it's, it says March 27th to May 5th. If it's April 10th and they finally ran out of all the reserves, they're going to close it. So that's essentially what that means. So it's open from March 27th to May 5th, but it can close once all pre-orders have been fulfilled. And then there's no more. She does come on the Pure Nemo inflection body with the small bust in the pure white skin tone. Again, I really am confused on how Azone classifies their skin tones because I've never heard of the pure white skin tone. I've heard of white and super whitey, but this may be a new color, I guess. I don't really know. It could also be a Google Translate snafu, so who knows? But it is going to be of the lighter skin tone variety, being white rather than what they call normal or flesh skin tone color. But if you do want her, she is available to pre-order on AzoneNet. Just remember, if you use AzoneNet, you have to use a third-party buying service. Not a proxy, a buying service like Buyee or worldshipping.com kind of thing. But if you don't want to use them, you can pre-order her on all your usual suspects for Azone stuff like AmiAmi, HobbyLink Japan, and 1999.co.jp. And that's everything for Azone news. There really wasn't much other than these two girls. So that brings us to Smart Doll. And Smart Doll news today is short, but what's the right word? I don't want to say controversial, but there has been some news in that realm that we're going to tackle today. So let's start off with some of the regular stuff first. I put this up here because I thought it was funny. Denny Chu made a post about this here. If you fall and injure yourself, you're all smiles. Who knows? I don't really think I'm all smiles. Usually when I fall and injure myself, I'm hurt and I'm like, this sucks. I'm crying or I'm yelling and I'm angry. Whatever. But in relation to the picture, I get it. So when you hurt yourself, you smile because comparatively, If your doll falls on the ground from the shelf or wherever you posed her and she fell flat on her face, yeah, I really want to cry. So I can definitely relate to this picture. I would much rather hurt myself and just be like, just laugh it off than have my doll fall on the floor. How many of you guys feel exactly the same way? Put it down in the comment section down below. But I just thought it was a really funny picture. I wanted to share it. Now, next up. So, Danny Chu posted this here. It appears that some of the girls who have been in stasis for a long time are becoming restless due to the unstable cryopods. I need to allow for a few of them to wake up this morning. So, Dimension, Knowledge, and Resilience have been in cryostasis and have been recently released by Smart Doll. And all 3 of the girls, even though 2 of them are not frontline girls, all 3 are going to be having or available in the Evolve frame. So all 3, if you order them from Smart Doll now, they all come with the Evolve frame. So if you're interested in getting any of these girls, because they came out of cryo sleep, you will be getting the new frame with them, as long as you order from Smart Doll. If any of these girls just so happen to be available at an affiliate store like Fabric and Friends or Anime Sugoi, then they may have the old Gen 2 or Gen 3 bodies. Next. This I just like putting the picture up because I want both of these hairstyles. I really want both of these hairstyles. I love the silver, the long silver and the long purple. Oh my god. I want these. When these will come out, I don't know, because Danny Chu doesn't sell wigs separately. He usually sells wigs, if they're going to buy just wigs, in the Chaos section. And the Chaos section, as you all know, is random. So you could purchase from there, but it's not guaranteed you get either of these wigs or even both of these wigs. So I don't know. I might have to try my hand in the Chaos wig section because these wigs are awesome. And they are getting ready for Chaos because you can see them here, right here. And also green. You can get green, which I also do want green. So I don't know. I might have to participate in the new wig thing because I love these colors. These are great colors. I really want them. So yeah, definitely something to look forward to, people. Now, next up, Danny Chu did post here of the new gauntlets that he's making. Now, I remember he called them the Heavy Loader gauntlets. I believe that's what it was called. But now he changed it to Mecha Gauntlets. And you have a choice. You can get the Mecha Gauntlets with the cannon showing, like this girl's wearing here, and you could see the different parts. But he's asking how you want them bundled. Do you want them bundled with the closed hands, with the open gauntlets, and the closed gauntlets? Or do you want them bundled with the closed gauntlets, with the open hands and closed fists? Or do you want it where you can choose to have the open cannon gauntlets, right? You have the open cannon gauntlets, but it comes with the fist and the open hands. And vice versa, do you want to be able to purchase it with the closed gauntlets coming with the open fist and the closed hands? Personally, if you were to ask me, Danny, I would like to have the arm choices come with both the hands. So what I'm saying is I would like to have it where you have the gun gauntlets, where you purchase the gun gauntlets and it comes with both the open and closed fists. Or if you purchase the closed arms without the gun showing, with the open and closed fists. That's how I personally would want to have it bundled. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, how you think that Danny Chu should bundle it. Now, next, Danny Chu has released the flight suits. So the orange flight suit's released, and now the beige combat suit is released as well. So you got 2 flight suits, orange and this new combat, what is it called? Beige flight suit. So both flight suits are really cool. I really do like them. But I'm trying to save money, so definitely not going to throw my hand on this until I finally go to Japan, and then I can start buying stuff. I might even buy this when I'm in Japan. Who knows? That's if this store even opens. Danny, are you opening the store? That's a good question. Are you reopening the store now that the borders are open? Let us know, Danny. Let us know. Now, next up. So here's an interesting thing. So Danny Chu posted here, when designing a plus size body for Smart Doll, which would you prefer? And yes, I said that right. Not Smart Doll Plus. He's talking about designing a plus sized body. So again, Danny Chu's all about inclusion. So he's tossing around the idea and prototypes of a plus size body. And he wants to know, what do you guys think? What would you like to see? So he's listed out here, and he posted this a link to this picture here so you guys can choose. So please forgive the weird sketch nudity if that offends you. You have the pear shape, which is this one over here. Then you have the rectangle shape, which is right here. Then you have the inverted triangle, which is here. The hourglass shape, which is here. Then you have round, which is on the far left, and diamond, which is right here. If none of the above, then send me some links of what you envision a Smart Doll plus-sized body would look like. So apparently a lot of people voted on Twitter, and after all the voting is done, the result is that, so it looks like most of you voted for a pear-shaped body, which is the one that's shown here on the far right. It just so happens that it just worked out right that it was on the far right, so I could make this thing pop up here, and it worked out well. So it just so happens. So it looks like everybody voted for the pear shape. I will do some mock-ups of a pear body and show them to you for vetting before modeling. If the existing arms and bust look decent with the pear body, we will use them first. If not, we will model new ones. Sounds like a plan? So basically what he's saying is he's going to be using the pear-shaped body to make a plus-size doll, at least for right now, to see how you like it. And if it doesn't come out right, maybe he'll choose another, shape, like either inverted triangle, hourglass, diamond, round, or rectangle, whatever it may be. But right now, the first one, or only one, who knows, is going to be the pear shape. Now, he's saying that he is going to use the standard bust and the standard arms that we have now for Smart Doll with the pear-shaped body for the prototype. And if it does not look good, then he will prototype newer busts and arms for the plus-sized body. That is how I am interpreting it. That's how I'm reading it as, and I think that's pretty much what he's going for. So he's going to mock up a pear-shaped plus-size body. He's going to put a regular bust and regular arms on it, see how it looks. I guess he's going to let you guys vote of what you think and get your feedback. And then from that, he'll decide whether or not to make new arms and busts for the plus-size girls. But I think this is very cool. Danny is always looking for some way to have inclusion for all different types of people all around the world. To be able to have a Smart Doll that represents them. And I think this is amazing and great. So do look forward to those prototypes in the future. Okay, so this next slide. So here's where the controversy starts. So we're all done with the regular news and releases and all that. So here's where the controversy comes. And I'm going to read this because I want to be, specific about what it is that Danny's saying, or at least to be clear about what he's saying. Now I'm going to read this word for word, so I'm not using any paraphrasing. I'm not using any of my own words, and you can read along if you want to. So Danny says, "Morning, folks. So before I do another drop, I have some bad news. Even though we do our best to warn folks living outside the US about import duties, folks still refuse to pay the duties, resulting in packages being returned to us. We end up paying for the return shipping fee, and we also can't resell items that have been returned due to bad karma. We also need to spend a lot of resources handling each return case. At the moment, most of the packages being returned due to refusal of duty payment are from Australia. As a result, we are not accepting any more newbie orders from Australia for the foreseeable future. Unfortunately, existing customers in Australia have also been refusing to pay duties, also resulting in returned packages. Please warn existing Smart Doll owners in Australia about the high import duties they will have to pay as a good reason not to choose Smart Doll. We have no control over the duties, nor do we know how much the charge will be. Needless to say, those who refuse to pay duties will have their account carbon freezed for Jabba's palace. Well, actually, it's now Boba's palace, to protect them from paying duties, which they were not going to pay anyways. This morning alone, we are currently handling 5 packages being returned from Australia due to refusal to pay import duties. So that was a very, very long, well, I shouldn't say very, very long, but tweets, you can't really put too much in it. So he probably hit the maximum characters or something for that. So there's a lot to unpack. So basically what he's saying is that there are apparently buyers from Australia, and I guess he's singling out Australia because that's apparently where all of it's coming from for some reason. He's getting a lot of returned dolls or outfits or whatever, purchases from Smart Doll being returned to Smart Doll because the buyer refuses to pay the import taxes for the items. Now, Danny Chu has already said that he is not increasing shipping prices for his dolls, even though the cost of shipping has gone up. So keep that in mind. Cost of shipping for the dolls has increased, but even though it has increased, he is not charging us any more money than he was originally before the increase. So you are still saving money, and Danny Chu is eating that extra cost to ship things. Now, the next part of it. Now, this doesn't affect the United States. As far as I know, nobody in the United States has this problem. Now, I'm not an expert on anything international whatsoever, but I have heard from other individuals that I talk to that live in different areas that are in Australia, because I just recently talked to somebody in Australia during my live stream that we were talking about these import tax prices. But I did speak with someone from Australia. I've spoken with people in Europe, and in Canada that say that they have to pay import taxes. So normally, as an American, when I buy things from Japan, I pay for the doll, I pay for tax and shipping, like the tax that they add on, for the doll buying from Japan, like Japan's tax or whatever that may be. And that's all I pay. When the doll comes to me here in the US, I don't pay anything extra. That's all I pay. Now, my understanding is that not all countries are the same. So Australia, Europe, and Canada, I know for sure. I'm pretty sure it might be a lot more countries than that, or continents, or whatever you want to call it, that have to pay import dues, which means that you pay for the doll or whatever outfits or whatever items that you buy from Smart Doll. You pay the Japanese tax, you pay the shipping. So you pay all that. And then when the doll or outfits come to your house, okay, for them to hand those items to you, you then have to pay again what they call an import tax. And every country is different. So it doesn't matter if you're from Australia or Canada or Europe or whatever, their prices are not going to be the same. Canada is going to have a different import tax than Australia. Australia is going to have a different import tax than Europe. I've heard it. I think I forgot how much the individual said, but I spoke with somebody that bought a doll from Australia, and they basically spent, I think it was like $1,000 Australian for one doll. I don't know what the conversion rate for that is, and I want to Google it, but my internet service is out as I'm recording this. I have to fix that because it's annoying not having internet service. But I can use my cellular data. Hold on. Let me see. AUD to USD. All right, I'm going to do it right now as I'm recording. So 1,000 Australian dollars All right. So 1,000 Australian dollars is apparently $671 US. So normally when I buy a doll from Japan, it's 52,000 yen. Right? 52,000. Oh, I'm still looking at in Australian dollars. Oops. Sorry. Hold on one second. Okay. That's Australian. Let me do the JP conversion right now. All right. So 52,000 yen is the doll. And then you add taxes and shipping and stuff like that. So it's going to be like 58,000 yen, I think it is. So 58,000 yen roughly costs about $435 US. So that means that Australians are paying about $221 more just to receive the doll. So they already paid their $435 equivalent for the doll, for shipping, and the Japanese tax. They already paid that, what we pay, the $435. And then when it gets to their house, the mailman basically says, here's your doll, but before I give it to you, you have to pay your import taxes, which is an additional $221. And this is what Danny Chu is saying that the Australians buyers are refusing to pay. They're refusing to pay that extra $221 of import taxes, which I can totally understand. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's an extra $221 on top of shipping and the doll itself and the taxes that you paid for Japanese tax. That's a lot of money. As an American purchaser, I don't have to pay that. And that's what I can understand the frustration of international buyers. Like if I was living in Australia, I would have to think really hard about which dolls I buy and which dolls I want, because in order to buy a doll, I'm still paying $221 more than, let's say, an American person or even a Japanese person. Because if you live in Japan and you order from Smart Doll and you live in, I don't know, Okinawa, so it still has to be shipped to you because you don't live in Tokyo, you're still going to be paying less because when they ship it to you domestically, they're not going to charge that import tax. So I don't know how much extra it is. I've heard Europeans are paying an extra $50 to $70 of their import taxes. I think Canada, the last person I talked to from Canada is paying somewhere around the same, like $40 or $50 import taxes to get their doll. But apparently Australia is charging $221 import tax. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. So what Danny Chu is saying is that there seems to be that what's it called? Where's the actual wording? At the moment, most of the packages, so he's not saying all, but he's saying most of the packages being returned due to refusal of duty payment are from Australia. And then at the bottom it says, this morning alone, we currently have 5 packages being returned from Australia. So for whatever it is, Australia is charging their citizens a buttload of money of import taxes. Now, this has nothing to do with Danny and Smart Doll. They have nothing to do with this. This is the country of Australia deciding to charge people for getting things outside of Australia. I don't know. To me, it kind of sounds like as the Australian government is punishing their own people from purchasing products that are not from their own country. That's what it seems like to me. I understand that all countries have import taxes, apparently, other than America for some reason, which I guess I'm very lucky that I'm here, I guess. But it's just, I understand that other countries have import taxes, but that's a lot of money in import taxes. That's a lot of money. So I can understand why Australian buyers may not want to pay that import tax. So what Danny Chu is saying is that for the foreseeable future, new buyers can no longer purchase things from Smart Doll, which is unfortunate. That's very unfortunate, because if you're just watching this video now or 2 years from now and you just found out Smart Doll, you want to get a Smart Doll and you love Smart Doll because you see everybody buying it and posting pictures on social media, and then you're like, oh, he doesn't sell to Australians now. That sucks. So now you can't get one. So the only way an Australian new person can buy a smart doll is used from somebody else. At least that's what it seems to be so far. Current Australian buyers, I think, can still buy from Smart Doll because it says, please warn existing Smart Doll owners in Australia about the high import duties they will have to pay as a good reason not to choose Smart Doll. So I'm assuming if you are a current Smart Doll buyer, like you've purchased, for years from Smart Doll and you live in Australia, you can still purchase things. So you may be able to purchase on behalf of friends that are living in Australia that want a doll too. Just be warned that if you live in Australia and you make a purchase and you refuse to pay the import tax, then you will be banned. He didn't use the word banned. He says their accounts will be carbon freezed. So basically your account's on hold. It's basically banned. That's essentially how I'm reading it. Banned just sounds like a really harsh word. So Danny's basically saying that you're carbon freezed. I guess that could mean that you could be unbanned at some point. You could be uncarbon freezed, just like Han Solo was uncarbon freezed at some point. But who knows? Like, I really don't know. And I can kind of feel for both sides. Like, I can feel the Australians because I can feel the fact that that's a lot of money extra to purchase for a doll that you don't have to pay. I mean, that nobody else has to pay, that you do. Like, that does suck. And I get that sucks. But on the flip side, on Danny's side, he's already losing money by keeping shipping low. And then when you refuse to pay, he has to pay more money because when they ship it back, they charge him. So in an event to not get basically double charge shipping, Danny's just not going to sell to Australians anymore. And if you're a current buyer from Australia and you refuse to pay the import tax, then you're apparently going to get banned or carbon freezed. So I know this is going to be a hot button topic. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have already started complaining and saying stuff already. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. I'm only saying pretty sure because I refuse to read the comment section of this tweet. I don't want to read it, because every time there's like a big thing that happens in Smart Doll, the comment section turns out into an all-out war. And the last time I read the comment section of something, it made me really depressed. So I'm not reading the comment section. I do not want to know what people are saying. And like I said, I've said my opinion. I can understand both sides of this argument. So Danny is saying, please do your research on your import taxes for your country. So you already are being warned what's happening in Australia, apparently, which is, it's not Danny's fault that these import taxes are so high. And technically, it's not the customer's fault that the import taxes are high, but it is the customer's responsibility to make their due diligence, to understand that their country has import taxes and how much those import taxes are going to be. So if you haven't been hit by, the import taxes, because Danny Chu did say, where is it? Here, he did say right here, he says, at the moment, most of the packages being returned due to refusal of duty payment are from Australia. That means it's not just Australia. He's had other packages returned from other countries, but the one that's getting the brunt of the ban hammer here is Australia, apparently, because I guess that's where most of the returns are coming from. So I want to give a warning out to anybody that's watching this. If you live in a country that has import taxes, please do your research and find out how much of a percentage the import tax is before purchasing your Smart Doll. Because you could be hit with a really big import tax. And if you happen to refuse to pay that import tax because you didn't realize that you had to pay it, you could possibly get the ban hammer. Because I understand that's kind of harsh, but at the same time, he's already incurring a loss for shipping. And now every time you return a package, he's incurring double the loss for shipping. Like, that's a lot of money because shipping is not cheap, man. Maybe talk to me a couple years ago and shipping was somewhat reasonable. But ever since the pandemic, ever since this nonsense, this war is going on in Europe, like, shipping prices has been really expensive and it hasn't really been coming down. I mean, it came down a little bit lately, but it's still really expensive. So you're not getting charged an increase in shipping already. And then to refuse to pay the import taxes, you know, Danny Chu's is taking double loss for shipping. So yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool for both sides. It's just not cool for both sides. And so please do your due diligence and find out what your import taxes is before purchasing from Smart Doll. Now, another thing somebody asked, it says, we also can't resell items that have been returned due to bad karma. So take that for what you will. It's just, I think it's a superstition thing. So most of the dolls, I believe Danny Chu did say that most of the dolls that are returned end up being display models in the store or used for stain testing or used as models for when they create new outfits and things like that. So he's not reselling those because those are bad karma, apparently, for those returned items or dolls. Now, I know that was a huge hot take, but we're moving on to another hot take because there apparently was a second hot take. So let's move over. Oh, before we do that, I forgot I had this picture here. So now, when you shop from Smart Doll, there is a new warning. Now, we all know that when you shop from Smart Doll, there's a quiz that you have to take. So here's the new one. Okay, to avoid buyer's remorse, we want to make sure you have read and understood our philosophy regarding business ethics and the handmade nature of our products. If this is your first time ordering, a human will still send you an email with questions specific to your order that must be answered before we can ship. That has always been there. Now, the new thing is, if you're living outside the US, you will likely need to pay additional customs duties, which we have no control over. If we process any refunds, the amount you receive will be impacted by the exchange rate set by your bank card company or PayPal, meaning you may get back less than what you paid. Additionally, we will need 15 business days before shipping out. You checkbox, I don't care, just ship my stuff, or you checkbox, I'm okay with the above. That's another good point that he puts in there. It's a shame that he has to put this on there, but he does. When you get your refund, it is not based on the current conversion rate from Japanese, the yen to USD or the yen to whatever your currency is. If you Google that currency and you're like 52,000 yen is $385, no. You will not get refunded your $385. You will get refunded the conversion rate of 52,000 yen based upon what your bank charges you. The bank conversion fees are inflated. Okay, so I want to make this clear. Whenever you have returns or you process anything through the bank that has to change money, there is an inflated conversion cost. So let's just say, for the sake of example, for every 100 yen is 50 cents USD, right? The bank, when it converts that money from USD back to yen, from yen back to your currency, I'm sorry. When they create that 100 yen back to your currency, I'm going to use United States USD for this example. It usually goes, if you Google conversion rate it, let's say it goes to 50 cents. But because the bank has to change it, right? They charge an extra fee on top of that. So you might actually get, instead of 50 cents back, you might get 20 cents back. So if you paid $500 US for a doll and you want to return it and they have to convert it back, you're going to get that $500 minus the extra conversion rate fees. So you might only get $400 back. So you have to be aware of that. When you buy the doll, you don't get hit with that extra convenience fee from the bank, because when the bank buys it, when you buy something, it's like an automatic like currency thing, exchange rate that they do based upon the existing currency rate. But when you return and you want money back, that's when you get hit from your bank with the inflated conversion rate. So you gotta be aware with that. If you're young and you're buying things, like you're 19, you just got your first credit card, and you don't realize those rules, that's when people start complaining to Danny. No, I paid $500. You only gave me $400 back. That's because your bank charges you an inflated conversion rate to refund your money. That's not because of Danny's side. That is a bank conversion rate. So you get that from your bank, your credit card company, or your PayPal does it too. PayPal has an inflated conversion rate. So if you go to Google and you try to Google the conversion rate based upon how much you got back, it's not going to be the same, because PayPal and banks have different conversion rates. There's a penalty conversion rate for that refund. And I think a lot of people that are buying, that are either new to buying things internationally, that don't understand the conversion rates and how they work, I think those are the people that are complaining to Danny Chu and sending scathing emails about, I paid this and you scammed me out of this money when I got my return. It's not Danny. It's the conversion rate penalty for returning money back to you from a different currency. You don't get that penalty when you buy stuff, but when you get refunded, you get hit with that penalty. If I'm explaining this incorrectly and somebody is much more knowledgeable about international conversion law, financial rates, or whatever the hell you call it, please correct me and put it down in the comment section down below. This is just my understanding of how it works. If I'm wrong, I am 100% okay with being wrong. Just correct me and put it in the comment section, and link some kind of thing that I can read, like an article or something that actually explains it better. But this is my understanding of how it works. So I'm just explaining to you how I understand it. I could be wrong. I don't claim to be a genius or an all-knowing person. So I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, just let me know. Put it in the comment section down below. Let me know that I'm wrong and explain what I got wrong. And I'm totally amenable to that. I said it many times on my channel. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I am fallible. I can be wrong. I'm only human. And if I'm wrong, I am willing to learn from my mistakes. So if I said this wrong, or if I explained this wrong, just call me out on it. Just let me know and I'll acknowledge it. Like, that's the only way you learn. You learn by making mistakes, and then you move on, and then you just don't make that mistake anymore. So if I said this incorrectly, if I explained this incorrectly, let me know in the comment section down below. But this is my understanding of how this all works. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So let me know. Just let me know. Put it in the comment section down below. Let me know. Now, moving on to the next thing. This is the next thing that I think is a little controversial, and this is a really long episode of the Doll Symposium. Smart Doll Future in T was available March 15th. So she was released, and she was available, and individuals have purchased her. One day later, the very next day, March 16th, it only says 1 hour here because it's March 16th, when I was recording this video. But the next day, from March 15th to March 16th, Smart Doll Future in Cinnamon was now released. So T was released Wednesday, and then Cinnamon was released Thursday. Okay? Same doll, different skin tones. Danny Chu got another tweet. I'm going to read this word for word so there's no misunderstanding. I'm not making anything up. So Danny Chu says, so we've received numerous requests from customers wanting to cancel their orders of Future in Tea in favor of Future in Cinnamon. Preparing each Smart Doll takes a lot of time and effort, so it's disheartening when customers return them upon the release of something new. Some customers have even threatened chargebacks and demanded we pay for return shipping, claiming that we released the item they wanted after they made a purchase in an attempt to cheat them of their money. Let me make this clear. I have no interest or need to deceive anyone or take their money unfairly. In fact, our primary message when promoting Smart Doll is to encourage customers to explore other brands first. If you're considering a Smart Doll purchase, take your time and be sure she's the right choice for you. They are not an investment to be taken lightly. A Smart Doll should be like Neo from the Matrix, the one that you know is meant to be yours. If you know somebody who can't decide on a Smartie, advise them to put off the decision and first consider other brands. Maybe go and play some Elden Ring while thinking about it. So there's a lot to unpack here. Essentially what happened was Future in T was released on Wednesday, and individuals bought her. I'm assuming these individuals like Future, and I'm assuming that these individuals like Future in T. That's my assumption. The very next day, Future is released in cinnamon skin tone color. And when she was released in cinnamon skin tone color, I don't know why I can't talk. When she was released the very next day in cinnamon, the individuals that purchased her in T the day before are now complaining and want cinnamon instead, and saying that Danny unfairly deceived them by releasing the skin tone color that they wanted the next day. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand what is going on. If you do not like Future in T, why did you buy Future? That's my question to you. Put it down in the comment section down below. Why did you buy Future in T if you do not like Future in T? If you like Future in Cinnamon more, why did you buy Future in T? That's what I don't understand. Like, if you like Future in Cinnamon so much, then just wait for Future in Cinnamon to be released. Right? Why would you buy Future in T? And then let's say after seeing Cinnamon, you're like, oh, I actually like Cinnamon in Future and Cinnamon better. You could, I'm not saying you could, but what you probably would have done is email Danny and say, hey, can I exchange? And then Danny would just say, I'm sorry, we don't do exchanges. I can't do that, unfortunately, blah, blah, blah. And then you just basically got to eat it, because you bought Future in T. Nobody forced you to buy Future in T. Okay? Now, the part that I think is crazy is that people are threatening chargebacks and threatening and demanding that Danny pay return shipping, claiming that he cheated them out of their money. This is ridiculous. The only thing I can think of is that these are new customers, brand new Smart Doll customers. That's the only thing I could think of. Because if you have been following Smart Doll for quite some time, even if you've never purchased a Smart Doll, like let's say you've been on the fence for a long time. So all you've been doing is watching other people's posts, watching Danny Chu's posts, watching my channel for news, watching other channels like My Lady Disdain for news. Even if you're lurking and you're just watching the news and reading up everything you can before you finally make up your purchase, you should already know that Danny releases things in different segments. He doesn't always release a doll in every single skin tone color at the same time. Right? Like he can release like Future. Let's say he releases Future in Cinnamon first, right? He could release Cinnamon Future today and then next week release T. and then a month later release Coco. Or vice versa. He could release Coco first and then a week later Tea, or tomorrow, Cinnamon or whatever. He never, it's rare. I don't think, I honestly don't, I can't think of a situation where Danny Chu released a doll in all 3 skin tone colors at the same exact time. And if it has happened before, because I'm not saying I'm all knowing and remember every single thing that Danny Chu has ever done. I'm not claiming that. I'm just saying that I can't personally remember him releasing a doll in all 3 skin tone colors at the same exact time. But I am acknowledging that the possibility is there. And what I'm saying is that even if he has released a doll in all 3 skin tone colors at exactly the same time, even if he has done that, it has been very rare. It has been so rare that I can't even remember the last time he did it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's never done it before, and I'm acknowledging that the possibility that he has done it before exists. I'm just saying it doesn't happen often. If it has even happened at all, it doesn't happen often. Now, he usually releases, from what I can remember, 1 skin tone color, and then he'll release another skin tone color, and then at some point he'll release another skin tone color, whatever it may be, in whatever order it may be. Sometimes he starts with cinnamon, sometimes he starts with tea, sometimes he starts with cocoa, and then he goes to tea and then cinnamon. But usually it doesn't happen all at the same time. And I guess you can make an argument in saying that he usually waits a month or a couple weeks before he releases the next skin tone color, based upon history, right? You can make that argument, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with making that argument. And in this certain situation, if you really want to make an argument, he released tea first, and then the very next day he released cinnamon, which is a very short turnaround time, right? So you're like, oh, well, he released them back to back, like one day after the other, in 2 different skin tone colors. That didn't give me enough time to save up to get the next skin tone color, or whatever it may be. You can make all your arguments that you want on that. My question to the community that I'm asking is, if you want Future in cinnamon, if that's the skin tone color that you want, my question is, why did you buy Future in tea then? Like, me personally, I want every single skin tone color of the original OG Chitose, because she's my favorite girl. I'd love to have her in every skin tone color I can get my hands on. So anytime Danny Chu releases, hey, I'm going to release an OG Chitose in this skin tone color, I'm on board. Like, I want to buy it, right? That's just me. But when it comes to other dolls that's not Chitose, like, let's say North, Anime North. I really like Anime North in tea. I'm not really a fan of Anime North in cinnamon, and I don't remember, did he release Anime North in cocoa? I don't remember if he did or not. But let's just say he did. Even if he didn't, I don't remember if he did. But let's say Anime North comes in all 3 skin tone colors: cinnamon, tea, and cocoa. Personally, I really like Anime North in tea. That's the one I want to buy. That's the one I want. If he releases Anime North in cinnamon first, I'm not buying Anime North in cinnamon, because I don't want the cinnamon skin tone color. I want tea. So I'm waiting for tea to get released. If he released cocoa first, I'm not going to buy Anime North in cocoa, because the skin tone color I really want is tea. So I'm going to wait to purchase Anime North in tea. That's my logic, okay? I'm not saying that has to be your logic. I'm just saying that's how I see things. This is how I make my decisions to purchase things. So that's why I'm asking you, the viewers, or anyone in the community, because I don't understand it. That doesn't mean that you're wrong and I'm right. I'm just saying I just don't understand it. So could somebody please explain it to me so that I can understand it? If in this particular situation, if you really wanted Future in cinnamon, why did you buy Future in tea then? And then complain that you want to have it exchanged, and you're threatening chargebacks, and you're threatening and you're demanding return shipping costs to be on Danny's end. And then you're saying that Danny deceived you and taking your money unfairly. How does that work exactly? Explain the logistics to me, how that works, because I just don't understand it. And if you can explain it to me in a way that makes sense to me, then I'm on board. Then I'll agree with you. I will agree with you. If you can explain that to me to where I can understand it and I'm like, oh, okay, now it makes more sense. Now I get the reason why you think Danny Chu is scamming you and deceiving you and taking your money unfairly. And now I can understand why you're threatening chargebacks and you're demanding return shipping paying be on Danny's end. If you can explain that to me so that I can understand it, then I can better understand your situation and be like, oh, okay, you have a point. But as of right now, I just don't understand it. And I want to understand it because I don't want to unfairly judge you. You know, like I don't want to say, oh, you're stupid for thinking this, or you're stupid for doing that, or that makes no sense. Why are you being so mean? Or, you know, all the things that salty people can say to you in your situation. I am not saying that. All I'm saying is explain it to me. I want to understand why, you know, these individuals feel that way. I want to understand why an individual would purchase Future in the tea skin tone color when what you really wanted was Future in cinnamon. And then you bought Future in tea anyways. And then the next day Danny Chu releases Future in cinnamon, and then you threaten chargebacks and you demand he pay the return shipping, and then you claim that he is deceiving you and unjustly taking your money by doing it, by releasing them back to back on different days, like Wednesday and Thursday. Please explain it to me because I don't understand it. Why would you purchase Future in tea if what you want is Future in cinnamon? I don't understand that. And even if you were to make that mistake, let's say you made that mistake because you're like, oh, Danny Chu is releasing Future in tea, and this may be the only time he's releasing Future just in tea, right? And then all of a sudden, the next day, he releases Future in cinnamon. Is that what you're saying? Is that you assumed that Danny Chu is only going to release Future in tea, and that way you figured, well, the only way I'm going to get Future is if I just buy her in tea because she won't be released in any other skin tone color. So you bought Future in tea. And then the next day he released Future in cinnamon. And then you're like, that's the one I wanted. I didn't know it was coming out. And then you're like, oh, chargeback, give me my money back. You know, give me my return. You're trying to jip me out of my money. That's like the most plausible situation that I can think of. But even in that situation, you are assuming, as the buyer, you are assuming that Future is only going to be released in tea. And that could be a valid argument. It could be a valid argument. Because technically Danny Chu doesn't say that Future is going to be released in all 3 skin tone colors. Okay, so I guess you could make that argument. But at the same time, you could also make the argument that he never said that he wouldn't release Future in all 3 skin tone colors, or even 4, maybe Future in gray. You know what I mean? Like he didn't mention that Future will come in all 3 skin tone colors, but he also didn't mention that they're not gonna come in all skin tone colors. So it's not really clear, I guess you could say, and you could make that argument. But you could also ask. You could also tweet on Instagram. Tweet on Instagram. You could also tweet on his Twitter page. You can message him, comment on Instagram. You can message him on Facebook under his posts. Whenever he releases a new doll, I know a lot of people ask. I've seen the comments. I've read the comments where he'll release a doll and it'll be, let's say, in cinnamon. And then there's always somebody that'll ask, oh, will they also come in cocoa? Or will this girl also come in tea? Do you have any plans for tea or cocoa? And he might answer it. Maybe not in your comment, but maybe he'll make another post saying that, oh, we've been getting a lot of requests for this certain doll to come in cocoa or tea or cinnamon. So we're going to make plans to release it in that skin tone color in the future or something like that. So, take it for what you will, whichever way you want to read it. But that is the best case scenario that I could think of this situation. But even then, even in that situation, I've already said that, it's not guaranteed that he will or will not release the dolls in those other colors. And yes, I can understand that is not exactly clear, but you could always ask the question and clarify. You can even email Smart Doll and ask, hey, by the way, are you releasing this, or do you have plans to release this character in this other skin tone color? Because I would prefer that, and I will buy it in that skin. I'll wait and buy it in that skin tone color at whatever date that you're going to release it on. That's my assumption. That's my theory, okay, of what happened. But I still just can't really wrap my head around it, regardless of whether or not I can understand that aspect of it. It's just, I still can't get over the fact of why would you order Future in tea if you didn't want Future in tea? If what you really wanted was Future in cinnamon, why not wait till Future in cinnamon gets released, or at least announce that it'll get released, or at least ask the question, will Future possibly come in cinnamon? Because then I'm willing to hold out until that time. I don't know. I spent a lot of time talking about both of these two topics. They're both two really hot button topics, and that's why today's episode is really, really, really long. Because there's a lot of Dolphy Dream news this week, and there is some big controversial news out of Smart Doll Land. I don't understand these complaints. Whether it's, like, I can understand the chargeback one, but I just don't understand the whole. I can understand why they would want to refuse it, but at the same time, like, refusing it because of your own negligence of knowing the laws of your country that you live in, I don't know if I can really understand that. Like, even if your first time you didn't realize that's what it was, you still purchased it. It's not Danny Chu's fault that it's charged, so, you kind of have to pay it, right? That's my assumption. But I guess money's tight. Like, if you're spending your whole life savings on this doll and you just can't afford that extra $200 because your whole life savings is into that, then you need to make some life choices. Do you really need that doll? Like, that you're in such dire need of money because you can't afford the expensive import tax. I will say that it's a very expensive import tax, but these dolls are a luxury item. You're already buying a luxury. It's not a necessity that you own this doll and have this doll. You might really want it. There's a difference between really wanting something and really needing something. And if you're spending your whole life savings, or you're with going eating food for a month just so you could buy this doll, then you need to make some, make some really a different, you need to really evaluate your choices a little bit better, I would say. And that's just my opinion. And then this whole thing about buying Future in tea and then really, and then threatening chargebacks because you wanted cinnamon instead. I don't understand it. I'm sorry, guys. I spent a long time talking about this, and maybe some of you are going to unsubscribe from my channel now because you're like, that Shizusan's a jerk. He's mean. He doesn't understand anything. I mean, if that's the case, fine. I'm just merely, I don't get it. And because this is a pre-recorded show, this is not live, so I can't have a back and forth with you. Like, you can't, say something in chat and then I can actually have a conversation with you. So please put it in the comment section down below. Please explain to me so I can understand it, because I do not want to unfairly judge your situation. I want to understand your situation so we can come to a better understanding and get to know each other better and really know where each other's coming from. And that's how you learn. That's how you grow. I've said it so many times on my channel. That's how you learn and grow, is by having a healthy conversation with individuals that may not think the same way as you, so you can learn and understand. So please, if you have anything to say about this, put it in the comments section so we can have that conversation. And if you would like this topic to be something a little bit more in-depth discussed, maybe on a Beyond the Doll episode where we can actually have a back and forth discussion from chat, I would love that. Let me know. Put that in the comment section down below so we can talk about it, maybe not face to face, but live on chat, so we can have a back and forth repartee. So let me know. I don't know. It's just... there's always something with Smart Doll Land, and that's because, and it's not because of Danny. Well, it is because of Danny, but not in the way that you're probably thinking. It's because Danny is very open about his business practices. He's letting everybody know these things. He doesn't have to let us know. He doesn't have to tell us about these customers that are threatening chargebacks and, wanting returns. He doesn't have to tell us about all these returns coming from Australia because of import refusal paying. He doesn't have to tell us that. I'm pretty sure there's so many other companies around the world that get these complaints and just don't say anything and don't publicly announce these complaints. I'm sure Ferrari gets... How many times does Ferrari probably get emails saying, your cars are way too expensive. Please make your cars cheaper so that all of us can buy Ferraris. How many times? I bet you, it sounds ridiculous, but I bet you Ferrari gets emails or handwritten notes sent to their offices saying, your Ferraris that are a luxury item that cost $500,000 for a car is too expensive. You must lower your prices to the average car cost of maybe $25,000, $20,000 so that all of us can own Ferraris. How much you want to bet Ferrari gets that? How much you want to bet that Apple gets emails complaining that their Apple iPhones are too expensive, which I agree, their Apple iPhones are kind of expensive. But how much you want to bet that they get emails saying your Apple iPhones for $1,000 or $600 or how much they cost is way too much expensive. You should charge the same price as Mint Mobile that charges $100 for their phones. You should make your iPhones, your brand newest iPhones in the special limited edition red colors, should be $100 so all of us can have it. I guarantee you Apple gets those emails. I guarantee you Ferrari gets those emails. Think of any company out there. I bet you they get those emails. That's why they have a special department in those companies specifically for customer service that has to deal with those customers. And that all happens behind the scenes. That all gets taken care of behind the scenes. And then some people in social media might say, hey, look what I got from customer service from this company, and then post it and blast it all over social media. And then that's how the news gets out. But the company themselves never post those things. But Danny Chu does. Danny Chu actually posts everything that's going on with his company so that we as consumers are more knowledgeable about what's going on and what we're buying into. And I think that's the only reason why we specifically in Smart Doll Land have these topics, these hot button topics come up, because Danny Chu is letting us know what's going on rather than big market, big name companies that keep it private and deal with those complaints in their customer service department in the background scenes and try to not make it public. I think that's why we're getting these complaints from Smart Doll and these controversial topics, because even comparatively through Volks and Azone, I'm pretty sure they have their own customer service people that handles all these emails in the background, and Azone and Volks never publicly announces all these issues and all these complaints. That's basically what it is. It's basically what's going on. So take it for what you will. Let me know what you think of this situation in the comments section so that we can talk about it and have a discussion going. But that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say for now. So we have no participants for this week's episode of the community shoutout, but if you would like to participate in the community shoutout, send me an email at dlwshizusan@gmail.com. Please put a picture of the doll or dolls or multiple pictures that you would like me to show on this episode, as well as, what you started with, what the original doll was, just in case you customized it and we want to know what you started out with. If you want to leave a message that I can read out to everybody on the internet to share, you can put that in there. Just make sure you specify in your email what is okay and what is not okay to release publicly on YouTube. I don't want to accidentally release any information. So if you want to participate in the community shoutout, send your submissions to dlwshizusan@gmail.com. And that's it, everybody. That is today's long-winded, very long episode of the Doll Symposium. This is single-handedly the longest Doll Symposium episode ever on my channel. And I think I'm going to leave it just at that. So thank you everybody for watching. As always, I am your host, Shizusan, and my beautiful assistant today is the very lovely Makoto, aka Sailor Jupiter. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
This is our time, this is our life. Sometimes all you need is a smile to get by.